Can you really moderate your drinking? Let's look at the facts. But before we dive into those facts and strategies for moderating your drinking, we need to have an honest conversation first. Hi, I'm Carrie Schwer, founder of Grey Tonic, and I've helped countless of successful professionals transform their relationship with alcohol. What I'm about to share might challenge your assumptions about moderation, but it could save you years of frustration. While I'll give you practical tips for moderation, yes, I want to be crystal clear. For most gray area drinkers, moderation is like trying to walk a tightrope while wearing a blindfold. Possible in theory, yes, but incredibly risky in practice. Before we get to the tips, let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? Research and experience show that most gray area drinkers struggle to maintain moderation long term. Why? Because moderation requires constant decision making, and alcohol impairs the very part of your brain responsible for making good decisions. Think about it. How many times have you said, I'll have just one or maybe two, and you end up having way more than that? Well, this isn't a character flaw. It's the nature of alcohol and how it affects your brain's decision-making process. But if you're determined to try moderation, your first step is setting clear, specific limits before you take that first drink. This means deciding exactly how many drinks you'll have and when you'll stop, all before you start. However, and this is crucial, many gray area drinkers experience what I call the switch effect. That first drink flips a switch inside your brain, and suddenly all of those carefully laid plans go out the window. This happens too regularly. It's a strong indicator that moderation might not be your best path forward. Now, one practical approach is alternating between alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. Thanks to improvements in the NA beverage world, you have more options than ever before. You might try alternating between the regular and non-alcoholic versions of your preferred drink. You could try using half portions, using half regular and half NA. Also, you can try drinking water between alcoholic beverages. Remember though, this strategy only works if you can maintain the discipline after that first drink, but you need to be honest with yourself here whether this is realistic for you. Next, let's look at something crucial. What are your triggers? You know, those familiar moments that spark a desire to drink, and how do you handle them? Well, here are 3 quick tips for you. Number 1, avoiding certain social settings where you tend to drink more. This could mean happy hour with your friends, the after-kids sports games with the adults, the networking you do to gain some business, or perhaps your favorite restaurant with a loved one. It doesn't mean that you have to avoid these forever, but perhaps just for the immediate future as you build a new relationship with alcohol. Number 2, choosing environments that support your moderation goals. There is some truth behind associations. You know what I mean here? If you're used to coming home and opening the fridge to grab a beer or pour a glass of wine, you might want to eliminate all alcohol in your house. In addition, avoiding places that you would normally drink is a good idea for the time being. Number 3, spending time with people who respect your limits. Oh, this is a big one, let me tell you. You've heard the phrase, birds of a feather flock together, right? Well, it's true. If you're trying to moderate your drinking, it might not be in your best interest to hang out with Steve or Joe who like to party like rock stars when they were in their 30s. You get it. Just be aware of those who are supportive versus those who may try to encourage you to have a drink with them. All right, let's move on to something a bit uncomfortable to hear, but I want you to really feel into these words. If you find yourself constantly strategizing about how to control your drinking, that in itself might be a sign that moderation isn't the answer. Let's move on to another big one. The reason why you want to moderate in the first place. The most important factor in any attempt at moderation is having a compelling reason why. This isn't just about wanting to drink less, it's about what you want more of. Is it better health? Is it maybe stronger relationships, mental clarity? Your why needs to be stronger than the urge to have that extra drink. But here's the catch. If you need to constantly remind yourself why you should be drinking more, you might be fighting an unnecessary battle. I've given you these moderation strategies because I know that you might try this path, and for some, it might work. But I wouldn't be serving you honestly if I didn't share this truth. Most people who try to moderate find themselves caught in a frustrating cycle of rules, promises, and disappointment. If you try these strategies and find yourself struggling to stick with them, please know this isn't a failure on your part. It might simply be a sign that you're fighting the wrong battle. Sometimes the easiest path isn't moderation. It's freedom from having to make these decisions altogether. I invite you to watch the Decide series, a 7-day video series that will help you to know if now is the right time to address your drinking. Just click the link in the description below. And if this video resonated with you, give it a like and subscribe for more content on optimizing your life for peak performance. Remember, the goal isn't to become good at controlling your drinking. The goal is to create a life so fulfilling that you don't need to think about a drink at all. And if you've tried moderation and found yourself frustrated, you're not alone. Sometimes what feels like the harder choice, giving up alcohol entirely, actually turns out to be the easier path. And when you're ready to explore that, I'm here for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.